This is the spectacular story of Captain Julian Vance, a young man no one believed in, who shaped his own destiny, defying impossible circumstances to forge the most feared crew the ocean had ever seen. Captain Julian Vance stood on the deck of the rotting ship. Julian was 28 and ambitious. He looked out of place on the filthy wooden boards of the vessel. Julian won the ship in a high-stakes card game days ago from Captain Silas Vane. Silas was a notorious pirate lord. The pirate lord viewed Julian as an immature, arrogant young boy. Julian was no fool. He had memorized every card played. Julian trapped Captain Silas Vane in a losing hand. Winning the Rusting Gull seemed like a grand victory. In reality, the ship was a terrible trap. The Rusting Gull was falling apart. The crew consisted of starving, angry rejects. They hated their new Captain Julian. Kalen, a hulking sailor, was the angriest of all the crew members. Kalen crept toward Julian in the dark. Kalen held a sharp knife to cut the captain's throat. Julian did not show fear. Julian stepped aside. Kalen tripped over a rope. Julian had tied the rope across the deck minutes earlier. Julian knew about the mutiny for 2 days. He heard the angry whispers of the crew and was prepared. Before Kalen could recover, a loud boom echoed across the water. The crew froze. They expected a storm, but the sky was clear. A massive shape emerged from the morning fog. The pirates feared a Royal Navy warship, but it was not. The merchant galleon towered over the Rusting Gull. The merchant galleon belonged to Captain Bartholomew Higgins. Merchant ships are easy targets, but not this one. It carried dozens of cannons. The cannons now pointed directly at the Rusting Gull. The pirates dropped their weapons to surrender in total panic. The pirates were outnumbered 10-1. The Rusting Gull's cannons were too rusted to fire. Kalen ordered the men to abandon the ship and swim through the freezing water. Julian raised a hand and ordered the crew to stay on deck. He commanded the pirates to bring up the last barrels of rotten, maggot-filled food. The crew believed the stress had broken the young captain's mind. He ordered the pirates to spread the maggot-filled mess across the main deck. Julian called for Corin, the ship's cook. Corin emerged from the kitchen. Julian did not need a meal. Julian handed Corin a basket of crushed red berries. Julian handed Corin a bucket of gray ash. Julian ordered the mixture cover the faces and arms of the sailors. Kalen refused to participate. Kalen thought the mixture was a humiliating joke. The merchant ship was loading its cannons to destroy the crew. It was not a joke. The gray ash made their skin look dead. The red berry juice looked like bleeding sores. Julian was firm on his command. The crew saw no alternative. Julian transformed his crew into victims of a deadly plague. He ordered his navigator to climb the main mast. The navigator raised a yellow flag to indicate a contagious sickness. The yellow flag fluttered in the wind. The massive merchant galleon pulled alongside the rotting pirate ship. Captain Higgins stood on his clean deck. He prepared to order his men to fire the cannons. Captain Higgins looked down at the pirate ship. His confident smile vanished. He did not see dangerous killers. He saw a filthy deck. The pirates had gray skin and red sores. They groaned in pain. Julian leaned against the pirate ship railing. He appeared weak and near death. Julian coughed loudly. He yelled to Captain Higgins that the pirate crew suffered from the crimson sweats. Julian screamed that his crew would swim to the merchant ship for help. The sick men lacked medicine and coin for treatment. Higgins canceled the cannon fire, fearing the smoke would spread the infected air. The wind made it impossible to turn around quickly. The pirates could swim to his ship. Higgins panicked at the threat of the disease. Higgins ordered his crew to appease Julian at all costs. Higgins ordered his men to throw a wooden chest onto the pirate ship. The chest landed on the deck of the rusting Gull with a loud crash. The merchant galleon slowly sailed away. The pirate crew stood in silence. The merchant galleon disappeared into the morning horizon. The pirates opened the wooden chest. The chest contained gold coins and medicine. Julian had defeated the armed merchant ship without firing a weapon. No blood was shed. The pirate crew stared at Julian with new respect. Kalen realized killing Julian would have been a grave mistake. By showing his genius, Julian ended the threat of mutiny and proved he was the leader the crew needed. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next quest. A like and a subscribe will help us stay connected with you. Also be a great source of encouragement for our team.